Although the budget was passed here this evening, several of the councillors in the budget meeting were aggrieved with the decisions made. They say that council tax and the closure of play centres are some of the biggest issues in Cardiff, and they think there's been a betrayal of trust from the Labour Council. So a few challenges there, Jane. How do you feel now coming out of the budget?
Really disappointed. There was definitely scope for us to give the council taxpayers a 0% increase. My colleague Adrian Robson outlined clearly how we could find those savings. So for the council not to even consider the reference back was deeply disappointing.
And what are you hoping moving forward then? Is there a way forward for you?
Not really, if I'm honest with you, not for this year anyway. The council obviously took the decision to increase council tax by nearly 4% again for the poor hard-working council taxpayers, and it's just wrong. There was scope not to affect frontline services, and to make that cut to give people a break for 1 year, not acceptable.
And so what were your amendments that you put forward?
Well, basically, Adrian outlined that we could have looked at reducing the spend on agency staff, and also there's a contingency budget. Now, if we're a good, strong council and we set a budget, we should be able to keep within the purse strings. We should not have to rely on a contingency fund. It was never done years ago. It's quite a recent initiative, and that money wouldn't have hurt services. That should have gone.
And so what would you be hoping for if it was your choice, essentially?
Well, I would just be hoping for them to actually take those two elements out of the budget, and it would give the people of Cardiff, the hard-working taxpayers, a rest for a year. We've just seen increases and we've seen decreases in the actual service delivery, so I think it's a really sad day for Cardiff.
Councillor Neil McAvoy expressed his concerns about the closure of youth groups in the city.
Well, we weren't able to put through a full budget because the officials wouldn't give us figures of how much we would save in getting rid of salaries above £100,000 a year. Roughly 1.8 million, but they wouldn't give us an exact figure. So we couldn't set a budget. So what we've done is put forward an amendment to the overall budget to save youth centres, play centres and leisure centres. Very, very simple. We take 400,000 out of senior management, totally doable. We don't fund the core cities conferences, which is £62,000. So there's one play centre there. We think that money should go into youth and child provision.
So the biggest kind of discrepancy you've seen is with youth centres, play centres, that kind of thing. How important are those community-based projects?
Pivotal. You know, they do so much to knit our communities together, and you've got these guys in here tonight just don't care. They're going to vote it through. They're laughing as they go along, and I find it nauseating, to be perfectly frank.
So despite the budget's passing, there were many aggrieved faces in the chamber who have concerns about the next financial year for Cardiff.